3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this is gonna be my submission video for SGDQ 2018 for Danganronpa Another Episode. This game's quite interesting, quite different from the other Danganronpa games, considering that how the game plays is completely different to how the other games are played. Oh, great start. So, right out of the gate, we're going to be introduced to our intrepid heroine, Komaru Naegi, and our objective is to try and get out of the city. Or, basically, her premise is that she's been trapped in this apartment for like a year and a half, and she finally got out, but now she's being attacked by a bear. And now we're trying to escape. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, we have a megaphone. But the megaphone's actually what we call a hacking gun, which,
This makes no sense. Why is this happening?
as you can see, we can use it to kill the main enemy of this game, which are Monokumas,
They're dead.
the intrepid mascot of the Danganronpa series.
Save me!
I'm not gonna go over what all the truth bullets do right now because we're only gonna have access to one of these at the beginning, and that's Break. Break is our main damage-dealing weapon,
The town.
and
It's in ruins.
basically how the speedrun is gonna be is we're gonna be managing our ammo so we can have enough Break to go through the run. But we're gonna be using some of the other bullets too because they're also useful in their own ways. So here we have our second truth bullet. That's Move. We're gonna be using Move a lot too. Right away they're gonna force us to use Move so we can open this door and leave. And there's a tutorial trying to tell us, hey, if you get eye shot, or if you shoot Monokuma in the eye, you'll instantly kill him.
It's weaker.
So, we're gonna try and do that as much as possible.
Did I just get one? Go up to the room past the stairs.
And right out of the gate, now we're also going to be introduced to the antagonists of the game. These 5 kids are known as the Warriors of Hope, and their main goal is to kill all the adults and create a paradise for only kids. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like a Kids Next Door vibe, but darker. Alright, so now we're going to be introduced to our partner in crime. This is Toku Fukawa, also known as Genocide Jack to all the Danganronpa fans. The game was actually telling us to use Genocide Jack here, but it's faster just to use the Komaru and just destroy all the Monokumas with Break. There's actually a glitch right there during that fight, where if sometimes you can just be stuck in that, you can be stuck up in this room even after you kill all the Monokumas. And if that happens, we have to reset that. We have to reset the fight. Also, that's a thing that we're not going to be using at all during the run. That's a save. Those are save potties. Yes, it's actually a kid's potty. Don't ask me why. It's there for a reason.
Okay, then. Let's go.
Its only purpose is for you to save your game at any time, but like I said, we're not going to be using it. So as you can see, there's not really that much glitching in this game. It's just all about execution, for the most part. Oh, also, as you've been noticing that the Monokumas are sometimes dropping those coins, we're gonna be using those to make purchases later on in the run. So I'm gonna be trying getting as many eye shots as possible, so we can get some money. Getting the gold ones are worth 50, getting the bronze ones are worth 20, and getting the silver ones is 35. You won't be seeing that much of the silver ones, because those are pretty rare drops.
We've gotta hurry. We don't want to be caught.
All I gotta do is shoot the arcade machine.
They'll be pretty...
Right?
But getting the silver drops are really nice to get. Also, you can see that we just passed our first arcade, or the Monokuman puzzles. Those are going to be littered throughout the game.
This filthy, shabby-looking landscape. Totally unsuitable for a noble
here,
like me, as I thought.
There's actually a cutscene where they introduce you to moving those electric cars. But we just skipped that cutscene just by moving it before getting into the cutscene trigger. Wow, I missed that I shot, really?
This town's a mess. It's like...
Alright, coming up, we're going to be introduced to our first new enemy. They're called Bomberman Akumas. And basically all they do is throw bombs. Dodge the bombs, and you won't die. Also, when they are killed, they give off they drop all their bombs and they explode. And if you're caught in the blast radius, you get hurt. So don't get caught in the blast radius. Alright, and now coming up, we're gonna start using Genocide Jack. And how Genocide Jack works is her running speed is twice as fast as Kamara's is.
I'm on the fast track now.
And she's invincible, she doesn't take any damage, and her attacks are borderline ridiculous. But basically how we're gonna be moving through this game as Genocide Jack is we're gonna be spamming shift and clicking on the left mouse button.
I don't want to see blood.
And we go through all of this game pretty fast with Genocide Jack. But there's also a limit to how much we can use her. As there's a battery bar on the top left, and when all of the battery is used up,
where are these
we can't use her. Also, look at those Monokumas with the chef hats. Those are kind of cool. I like that aesthetic touch to it.
There's an arcade machine over there.
Alright. So now we got a puzzle where we gotta blow up all the enemies at once. So we just take that Bomberman Akuma and blow up everyone else. Because friendly fire is a thing. And we got 4 drops. That's not bad. That's pretty good. There's a sneaky Monokuma over here. We're gonna break him, get his money, and we're gonna move on. So we're just about done with this hotel. And this is the last thing. So this is a puzzle This is a puzzle.
There's an arcade machine over there.
Maybe
we should try using that.
There's an arcade puzzle over there, but really, if you know how the game works, the code is always the same. In that case, the password is 7734, and it's always going to be 7734.
If you move that electric car, you should be able to run over the Monokumas with it.
That is true. You can use the cars to kill Monokumas. Great advice, Toko. I'm glad you're here. Alright, so now we're coming up to the first part of the... So we're coming up to where we're trying to escape the city.
All we gotta do now... This way. Let's go.
So we're gonna use Genocide Jack to get to the end of this bridge as soon as possible. Also, we're introduced to a friend of ours, Yuta Asahina. He's not gonna be here for very long. Trust me, he's not going to be here. This is the only part where he's a thing. Because, spoiler alert, he dies after this.
The whole bridge is gonna collapse.
Don't get used to him.
The trailer is blocking the way.
So now we have to escape the bridge because it's collapsing.
Is there some way we can move this? What's with that?
And now those trailers are in the way, and the only way to get rid of them is to use the to blow up the Bomberman Akumas and blow up the trailer in the process.
No, I know. Tragedy. Damn it, they can't.
So now we gotta wait for the Bomberman Akuma and take 3 break shots because I can never get the nice shot on him.
We're done for.
And just like that, we're done with the bridge. And therefore, done with Yuta Asahina, so press F to pay your respects to Yuta Asahina. Goodbye!
It might be better if we go back to where we came out of that.
So now we're gonna
hotel
try and
before.
find an alternate way
We went straight
to
for the bridge
leave the
last
city.
time. There should be a path going the opposite way.
Although I should
Then let's
mention,
go over there.
Kamaru can't really leave the city because she has something on her wrist that if she tried to leave the city, she would blow up and die. Although she doesn't know this yet. Also, that Bomberman Akuma is extremely annoying. You should probably get rid of him first as soon as possible. Ow. Yeah, there's a Bomberman Akuma behind us. That's how I got hit. And now I need health. Alright, so now we're being introduced to a skill shop. This is where we use our money. So, basically what we're gonna be using our money for is to buy upgrades for Genocide Jack. Because we're gonna be using her a lot. We might as well upgrade her with proper speedrunning accessories. Also, here's our second new enemy, Siren Monokumas. We don't really have the proper tool to deal with him right now, but he acts like a regular Monokuma, except he draws other Monokumas to him.
Whoa!
But now we just got the proper tool to deal with Siren Monokuma's dance.
Come on, run for it.
And we're using it in this puzzle to demonstrate. Using dance on the Siren Monokuma draws in all other Monokumas toward him. And, you know, he has a dance party. Because dance parties are cool, right? I love dance parties. Alright, so now our 2 intrepid heroines are trying to make their way to the subway. And see if they can make their way out of the city through the subway. Even though, like I just said, Kamaru can't really leave the city because of the wristband.
Wait, hold on! Give me...
But now this kid took the key to get into the subway, and we have to go catch him.
Where'd he run off to?
Don't like that kid. Kid's a jerk. Also, that Bomberman Akuma is also a jerk. I always try and get rid of him as soon as possible, because otherwise he'll just be a nuisance later on. I don't want to die because of that guy.
It's that arcade machine again.
And so we have another arcade showing us, hey, if you use dance on a Bomberman Akuma, you'll be able to attract all our other Monokumas and blow up everything. Because you need to use the Bomberman Akuma to blow up everything. I actually could use a heart right now, because I'm low on health. If I take a hit, this could be trouble. There is a heart back at the hotel, but I'm not gonna go there. I can't go there. And this is also showing that Bomber Monokumas can also blow up walls and create paths. So this is a quick way back to the hospital, where we need to go now. I'm gonna use move on this machine, get a battery. And then before we go into the hospital, we're gonna use this dance Monokuma, or this Siren Monokuma, and attract all the other Monokumas, and then start grinding money off them. Because like I said, money's important. I like money. Alright, that should be everything. Yeah, that's everything. Alright, now to get into the hospital. And as you can see, we're low on brake ammo, but that's fine because there's gonna be some machines coming up where we can fill up our brake ammo. And we're gonna switch to Genocide Jack here just so we can move through the hospital faster.
No use running! Give it up already!
And now coming up, we have one of my least favorite enemies in this game just because it's so gross. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Junk Monokuma. And he's the grossest thing I've ever seen in this game. He is by far my least favorite enemy. Oh, I wanted to get the money before the cutscene. Now I have to go get the money.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
You know what, Kamaru? Same. Same. Also, that Junk Monokuma has a ridiculous amount of health, because as you saw, it took 4 ice shots to kill him. So, there is nothing in this game that we can use to one-shot a Junk Monokuma. Not even Genocide Jack, with the amount of upgrades we're going to get can deal with a Junk Monokuma in one shot. So that's gonna be the most annoying enemy in this game.
This kid is taunting us.
Gonna use the machine there to get a battery, because we need batteries to function. Actually, I don't know why it's a battery there. Alright, I got health. The Monokumas can drop health sometimes, so that's nice. So now we're getting another truth bullet. We're getting Detect. Detect really doesn't do anything, but it does reveal things that normally you wouldn't be able to see, and that's what you would have needed to get the code for that little arcade, or for that little challenge. But like I said, if you know the code, it's always the same, so you don't really need to use Detect. But we are going to use Detect to get this little thing. Hidden. That's a hidden kid. There's 5 of them scattered throughout each chapter.
Thanks to them. Looks like we can go across another way.
But we're not going to be collecting all of them. We're going to be collecting a few. But we're going to stop collecting them after Chapter 4. Or after Chapter 3, we're going to be done collecting the hidden kids. Because we won't need them afterwards. When we're clearing these arcades and getting the hidden kids, we're affecting a grade that we get after each chapter. And the better the grade, the more money we get. So obviously, if we do better, if we do good in each chapter, we'll be able to get money. So if we get an A rank in each chapter, up until we don't need to get money anymore,
We're almost at the subway entrance.
we'll get 500 coins each, which for 3 chapters, that's 1,500. So that's 1,500 Monokuma coins that we can use throughout the game to upgrade Genocide Jack and get other bullets that we're gonna be using. But we're only gonna be collecting 2. We're gonna be only getting 2 bling bullets.
Okay, thanks for your business.
Alright, so got that attack power that we needed. Alright, so now we're coming up on our first boss. And yes, there's actually bosses in the Danganronpa series. Who would have thought, right? But here we have our first boss. This is Masaru, the self-proclaimed leader. But actually, he only got leader because he won a game of rock, paper, scissors. But for being the leader, he's actually quite the easiest boss in this game. See, just like that, he's done. And that's Masaru for you. Now, actually, there was a little bit of luck there involved, because sometimes the hit detection on Masaru's robot is random. You can either get 2 hits or 3 hits, or you can either get 1 hit or 2 hit on that robot. if that boss is kind to you, you'll get 3 hits, or 3 hits will beat the boss. If it doesn't be kind to you, 4 hits will kill it. But we got the good RNG. We got 3 hits, and that's it. That's chapter 1. And now we're on to chapter 2. Anyone thought under 20 minutes to take care of 1 chapter? Crazy for a Danganronpa game, right, guys? Seriously, like, wow. Alright, so right away, we're gonna go right to Genocide Jack for movement.
I missed the surface where it was.
We're gonna switch back to Kamaro just to get some bullets and a battery. Actually, I don't think we need the bullets. I think we just need the battery. And then we're gonna write the rest of this as Genocide Jack. Because once we get to the end of this segment, the game's going to automatically refill our battery, which is a godsend. It's one of 2 instances in this game where the game will refill our battery.
We can get out of town from here, right?
And seen just like that, we're almost done with this segment. But before we finish the segment, we're going to be introduced to a new enemy. Introducing Shield Monokumas. We don't have the proper equipment to deal with Shield Monokumas right now, but it's coming up, so we'll be able to deal with Shield Monokumas later. So we just ignore them. But now we're in a segment where the subway is now collapsing, and we need to escape. So now we're Genocide Jack, and we can't switch back because reasons. I believe story reason. I believe Toko gets hit in the head by a rock, and whenever Toko goes unconscious or sneezes in the Danganronpa series, she switches to Genocide Jack, her other personality. So we're basically playing as Genocide Jack for the portion of this, which I don't mind because, you know, we're trying to go fast here. So now we're just basically dealing with a bunch of Monokumas. For some reason, I can never one-cycle this wave of Monokumas. Oh. Oh, wow. Now, oh, God. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so that wasn't a good segment. We're gonna go back for the money now. Money's important. Definitely go out of my way to get some money. Oh, we missed that one? Alright, well, whatever. I'm okay with that. So now we're done with the subway. So at this point, we're gonna get introduced to the second Warrior of Hope, Jotaro. He's kind of a self-hating person, or he either likes to hate himself, or he has low self-esteem. I don't know which one. Actually, I think it's more like he likes it when people hate him. I don't know. It's some kind of weird thing. I don't judge. I don't judge people. I don't judge people for how they are. Alright, so we're getting our 5th truth bullet, which is a knockback. And as it applies, it knocks back things. But as a bonus, it deals with shield. It gets rid of the shields on Shield Monokuma, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to hit them in the eye.
That shield is so sturdy. Is it
so there's 200 free coins for you. You definitely want the 200 coins there. Very helpful for the run. So now we're in a
district underground like this?
weird shopping, yeah, like a shopping district that's underground. We're gonna get this present because I like presents. Oh wait, more friends! Oh boy, you're like friends to me and I. Actually, I'm just kidding. Don't shoot your friends in the eye. It's bad. Don't do that. So we're gonna switch to Genocide Jack again for movement purposes. Except if you get stuck in the wall, that's kind of bad.
arcade
Alright,
machine
so
is
now we're going to
everywhere,
be
isn't it?
introduced to one of the many purposes of knockback. It actually blows up... It actually kills Bomberman Akumas in one hit. But I didn't get to blow up all the Monokumas for the puzzle, which is unfortunate. That was an arcade, so that was a fail. We're gonna get some battery here, because we're actually pretty low. And we're gonna switch to Genocide Jack, because since these Monokumas all these Monokumas are gathered together, Genocide Jack can deal with them easily. And now we're getting introduced to another new character, which will be staying much longer than Yuta is. This is Hiroko. An actual talking Monokuma that has an AI in it that will allow it to talk. And Shirokuma's gonna be pretty helpful to us during this little segment.
Why do the children do such terrible
We're gonna pull out
things?
Detect, and we're gonna get another hidden kid right here. Also, for the end of chapter score, the target score you want to get is 240.
It's that arcade
Don't ask me
machine
why
again.
it's that specific number. It's just happens to be 240. I thought it would be like 250 or something like that, but it's not. We're gonna wait for these shield Monokumas to move away, and then we're gonna knock back this Bomberman Akuma into the shield guys. I didn't kill them. Well, that's 2 arcade failures. So we're not gonna get the A rank here. So, but I mean, B's not terrible because we're still gonna get 300 Monokuma coins, which is not terrible.
Amazing.
I mean, it's only a 200 coin drop off.
Not me. It's all thanks to this gun.
We're gonna walk this out. Oh, yeah. Next arcade, I'm gonna have to refill on break ammo. Oh, where there's a giant Monokuma I don't want to deal with. Goodbye. Really, if there's a junk Monokuma around, try and avoid it. Except if it's required to kill. Alright, so we're gonna get this final attack power boost
Think about me.
that we've been
Say something
holding out on.
cool.
Actually, there's break ammo right here. I'm gonna get this. Yeah, that's good. Also, in terms of the machine drops, they are always the same. Like, the battery drops, the
Of course there are.
ammo drops,
You're
they
here.
are all the same. Except in the higher difficulties, some of the machines get changed with money. Which I don't know why they do that, but I mean, it's money to use
Well, I guess you gotta save
for the speed run for despair difficulty, which is the hard mode for this game. I'm doing Kamaru mode, which is the normal mode.
Enough already. Kamaru, save
Oh,
me.
right. We're protecting Shirokuma from bad guys.
A little more.
Oh, that's alright. Surprise, surprise. Alright, so yeah, that's it.
Saved. Okay.
We can't skip
I'm
this
gonna
cutscene,
extend
otherwise
that
if we try to
bridge.
mash
Thank
the
you.
escape button to skip the cutscene, it would just take us to the pause menu. Now we can skip the cutscene.
Thank you, Shirokuma.
Alright, so coming up, we're gonna take a little detour, because we're gonna get a skill.
They have a family, right?
As you saw, we got a skill for getting an A rank
Check out the website for
for
more
Chapter 1,
info.
Gatherer, which makes it so, items are more likely to drop. We're gonna get a skill that increases Genocide Jack's battery meter by 1, called Violent Urge. So we're gonna go ahead and pick that up. It's right here.
Something came up.
And we're gonna go ahead and equip those skills right away.
You called for me.
So we're gonna switch to Genocide Jack again to get through this part of the sewers. Alright, we're done with Genocide Jack because we're low on battery. We don't really need to use her anymore for the rest of this until after we leave the adult base, which is where we're going to right now. Actually, I'm going to use this to get to the next part. Did that actually not run out? I'm surprised.
Hiroko!
Alright. Alright, so for this part, we're gonna be needing to use knockback and knock back these Bomberman Akumas into our other friends that are going after Hirokuma.
Jeez, how many are there?
What?
We don't really need to use knockback here because there's no Bomberman Akuma there.
Jeez,
So we're just gonna go ahead and break those. Alright, we're gonna use knockback to knock back that guy. Then we're gonna use knockback to knock this guy into him. Alright, good. The eye shot on that one, just so we can one-shot this guy. Oh yeah, another bonus of getting a nice shot is so you get an empowered shot on your next break fire, which does a lot of damage. I think one shot kills everything except for Junk Monokumas because it does the same base health as an eye shot would.
Oh, I didn't really do much, but I guess I was pretty cool back there.
Well, aren't
So I mean, get as many eye shots as you can so you could get those powerful shots and just
Looks like the children
destroy
have
everything. Alright, we're gonna get some bullets here.
For some reason.
Alright, for this puzzle, we need to wait for this Siren Monokuma to go over to the nice cliff over there that's got a nice view. Yeah, there you go, buddy. I knew we can count on you. And then we're gonna use ants on this guy. And then wait for this Junk Monokuma to go over there, and then we're gonna knock them both into the bottomless abyss. Except it's not bottomless because you can hear them explode. But that's besides the point. Alright, so we're almost at the adult base. That machine's a health, and I have full health, so I don't need it. But yeah, here we are. We're at the adult base, which has got a lovely cast of characters, if I do say so myself. So I mean, look at all these colorful characters. I mean, all the guys are blue and all the girls are purple for some reason. I don't know why.
They just came
Like,
in.
Adult A, what a guy. Shoutouts to Adult A. And then we got Adult B here.
Are you hurt?
And then we have Adult C. Adult C is an interesting
Why,
guy.
hello there.
I would recommend listening to that cutscene if you get the time. Oh, and then we have a character that actually isn't a color.
Hello.
This person's actually Hiroko. I believe her name is Hiroko. I forgot her last name. Dang it! I thought I knew this.
So,
Oh, Hagakure. That's right. Yeah, it's Hagakure. You can give hit lists or you can give her certain collectibles that you collect throughout the game. They're called hit lists, and she goes ahead and rescues those people that you give the hit list to. Well, anyway, yeah. And now we're gonna get introduced to another character. This is Haiji Toa. He got his arm basically mauled by Monokumas, which is ugh. Or I mean, it got crushed by a Monokuma, so I mean, he can't really use it anymore. That poor guy.
it's morning.
But he's kind of a jerk, so I mean, we don't really socialize with him, so
He said to
I don't
go
feel
the
bad.
opposite way from
Actually, I
where we
kind of do, but then I kind of don't. Is that weird? Is that weird? I don't. So we're gonna go ahead and pick up this battery. It's just a free 2 chunk of batteries, and it's just pick it up, even though it's out of the way.
Looks like we
Pick
can
it
get
up.
out if we climb that ladder.
All right, so now we're making our way out of the sewers, but the plan is we're gonna try and get to Toa Tower, and try and get into communication with with a group that Toko is actually affiliated with, the Future Foundation. So we're gonna try and make contact with them. Come on. Alright, so now we're getting another hidden kid. Even though we can't get an A, we might as well get close. And I got some shield Monokumas in the way. So just walk around them and you won't have to worry about them.
I'm sure some pretty girl designed it.
I would break out Genocide Jack here, but don't really have the battery to afford doing it.
Drop them in
So
the
we're
river
just gonna go ahead, use knockback on these two. Ignore this guy. And then just move that machine and get all the knockback that we used. We're actually gonna be using move here for a new mechanic. As you can see, there's a machine there that you can use. These actually can attract Monokumas that look directly at it. So we're just gonna move it. And we're just gonna break this Monokuma and boom! Basically, it's a distraction. It's a distraction mechanic for Monokumas, so if you don't want them to see you, you use it so they can just go right towards the machine and they won't be able to see you at all. Kind of a neat mechanic. Not used very often though. Oh, these are my favorite guys right here. These Monokumas with the mustaches. These are pretty cool too. They're kind of like a barbershop quartet. That's kind of cool. I like those. I like those guys. All right, so now we're gonna be using the machine to attract this Bomber Monokuma and then knock him back into these guys. Oh, and there we go. The ever-elusive Silver Drops are now just flying in. And now we're at Toa Tower. Or close to it.
Toko,
we're gonna get this battery first, because this will fill up the rest of our battery gauge. For what's coming up.
So this is...
But before we even get into Toa Tower, we get confronted by Jotaro, and now we have to fight a bunch of Monokumas. The strat for this is to basically, you know, use Dance on this Siren and get everybody here, get the whole gang together, have a party, and then just, you know, use the Bomber Monokuma and just ruin the party using explosives.
Who knows? Better not be dead without realizing there's something.
And it's pretty much rinse and repeat, although for the last wave, we're going to be using knockback. Kaboom.
Monokumas everywhere. Time to break their gestalt wide open.
Alright.
Until I see my
Here's the last wave, so...
I can't die yet.
Just a little more.
It's nice to thread the needle there for a little bit. Oh.
Don't
Oh,
let
right.
your guard down.
Probably. Oh, I didn't get him. I'm not gonna go back for that.
No more,
it's not worth it. So we're just gonna go ahead and go into Toa Tower.
Was this...
Alright, so we need to... So now we're in Toa Tower. And we're trying to get to the elevator so we can get to the top floor. But we can't use it because we don't have a security card.
Worried, we could always
So we're gonna take the long way. We're gonna take the stairs, even though pretty sure there's like 70 floors.
Something popped out again.
Probably not the smartest thing to do, but we're gonna go ahead and take the stairs.
The ceiling is a fish tank? Amazing! Look at all the fish.
So we have more
around.
Monokuma friends. We're gonna go ahead and break them. I missed that one.
Maybe it's better if we turn back.
Come here. Stop beating up that dead body and just look at me for a couple seconds, alright?
It's another arcade machine room.
Alright, I need to actually... Need both headphones in for this.
Careful. We have to move so we don't get caught.
Aw, really? Got caught at the last moment. Well, anyway, once this Monokuma comes around, we're gonna knock back. Is this guy stuck? Pretty sure he's stuck. Well, whatever. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just do that. So we didn't clear that many arcades this time around, but, you know, it's fine. We're just getting a bunch of money. So we can help Genocide Jack get better.
Mannequins of Monokuma.
So now there's another Monokuma kid hidden cleverly right here. Took me a bit to find this one. For the record, I have not found all the hidden kids in this game. Not yet, at least. I'm trying to, but it's a little hard.
Looks like we can go up from here. Shh. Yeah, we're gonna get
So now we're climbing up to a tower a little more. And this is to introduce that... Oh yeah, I forgot! We got introduced to a new enemy called a Bola Monokuma. Which, really, yes, it is what it is. It literally is a ball. And what you can do with the Bola Monokuma is if its back is turned and its legs are in, you can use knockback on it. And, well, it can start rolling. And, as you saw there, we can play bowling with it. Bowling's pretty fun. I like bowling. Bowling's a good sport. Alright, this puzzle here, I have some very distinct memories of not liking this puzzle, but this puzzle is actually pretty simple.
To use detect around here.
What you do here is you look at these inner tubes here, and notice that
Now we can open the door.
or you're supposed to use detect here, and figure out that
Let's hurry
the
and
key
get outside.
that you need to get out is where a harpoon is facing through 3 inner tubes. And yeah, we found it.
I wonder how much longer.
Literally, it's just go straight down and it's the first one on the left.
At this rate, we won't reach the top if we had a whole
kind of
bowl.
silly. It took me a while to figure that out. I almost feel bad. Alright, so we get introduced to another new character that won't be staying for long.
Monokumas.
This is Taichi Fujisaki. He's a pretty cool guy. He's a techie, and he'll help us. He's gonna help us get through security, so we can get to the top floor of Toa Tower. But first, we gotta take him to the elevator so he can help. I mean, be a little silly to just get up there and say, like, hey, can you help us? Sure, take me to the elevator then.
I'm impressed.
Alright, so now we're gonna go to this shop. I'm gonna buy some stuff. We're gonna buy... battery efficiency is always nice. So, get battery.
Speed it up a little there.
I mean, I probably shouldn't get this battery, but I'm gonna get it anyway.
I'm on the fast track now.
Alright, so we're at the elevator now, and now we gotta protect him from these guys.
But we have to
The gross ones.
Are you done yet?
Wait, just a bit more.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get introduced to a new enemy, and they're gonna be responsible for mauling him. These are Beast Monokumas. We don't have a truth bullet to even deal with this right now, and we won't get it for a long time. But yeah, those guys are tricky. But basically, we just use Genocide Jack to deal with them. We're always gonna be using Genocide Jack to deal with the Beast Monokumas, because they are a pain. Alright, by the way, we're on our next boss fight now. Now we finally get to confront Jotaro.
I win the demon hunting? Monica would be pretty disappointed. I wanna drink day old cocoa and have Monaco look at me like a piece
Wait, what?
of
What? How'd that not work? Wait, what? Jotaro's fight is a little hard if you don't know how to handle it. But it's pretty much just,
the website for killing spree
ow.
punishment.
It's pretty much use Genocide Jack, fling yourself into him, and hopefully he falls.
There's no way the warriors of hope will lose to a demon.
And there we go, that's Jotaro. And that's chapter 2 done. And now we're at the top floor, and for the story, we figure out that the person that we come into contact with the Future Foundation is actually Komaru's brother, Makoto Naegi, who is the main character from Danganronpa 1, if for all you Danganronpa fans. Yes, he is in this game. Very, very brief, but he is in this game.
We were trapped inside.
There, see, there's Makoto's name right there, and that was his
Makoto,
voice.
You've already heard the ones.
Lovely. Alright, so starting off chapter 3, we're gonna be in a blackout section. Which is... these things are never really that kind.
This paint. The hacking gun can see it.
Normally, you're supposed to use detect here,
So dark.
but
Out already.
we're not gonna use
surprised
detect.
me.
We're gonna use detect for this thing only,
You're there?
and then we're not using
You're
detect
really
for the
using
rest of it. 'Cause
flashlight?
this is, if you know how to get through this is strictly based on memory. But normally you're supposed to use detect so you
Close my eyes.
can follow the
I'm not gonna be able to tell
footprints
it's dark
that are laid
anymore.
out that you can see using detect.
Let's be careful.
Also, there's Monokumas during this whole thing, and it really bothers me.
Got you.
Having Monokumas in a blackout section's really scary. So now there's a little crack in the light there. We're gonna use this bomber to
Over there.
make a
Like
pathway.
this. What?
So now we're out. We're out of the scary part. So now we have to get down.
So high up. So scary.
Also, we're gonna get
If we
introduced to
fall, we'll
another
be
new
squashed into
character.
jelly. We have to
Yes,
walk
there's a
careful.
lot of new
Looks like we
characters
can
in
get
this
down
game.
with this
Even
ladder,
the antagonists are all new characters. This is Kurokuma. He likes to talk. And we kind of skip him talking because, you know, we don't like to hear people talk. We're trying to go fast.
If it stays
So
dark
hearing
like this,
someone talk is
my
a waste
life
of
is getting
time.
shorter and shorter.
Also, we're now back in
Over
Toa
there.
Tower.
How powerful.
And now we're trying to get out of Toa Tower and get and go back. But first, we gotta clear another puzzle.
The light in the darkness.
Normally, you're supposed to use
Probably a
detect
riddle
here,
that has to-
but again, if you know the code, piece of
I
cake.
guess I
It's
didn't
always
tell you why I'm afraid of the
2197.
dark.
Nothing else.
It's not a happy story.
We're gonna get another Monokuma kid or hidden kid here.
Well, if it's something
We're gonna
heavy,
I think we're gonna try and get
Pass on
3
the
here.
story
If
for
we
now?
pass through all the
I
arcades,
see.
we won't need. By the way, we danced that Siren Monokuma, so the Ball Monokuma wouldn't bother us. So we're fine. We don't need to worry about them. Oh, but we're coming up on a puzzle that's probably the hardest batches of puzzles in this game. The puzzles that have beast Monokumas all over the place. Which, you're trying to find a
be
kid.
careful so we
You're
don't
trying to
get
find a
caught.
singing kid, and get him to stop singing without being caught by these beast Monokumas, and if you get caught, you have to destroy all the beast Monokumas before advancing. Luckily, the first one's kind of easy. It's just wait for them to walk by, and
The
then
Monokuma's
you're done.
overheated. Break the car.
And also,
No
once you
pass.
clear the puzzle, you can just get rid of these beast Monokumas and get their money. free eye shots are always welcome in my book.
Nothing to worry about now, right?
Alright, so we're out of Toa Tower now. Good, good, good.
And then
Shoutouts to Jimi Hendrix, by the way. I don't know why Kurokuma references Jimi Hendrix, but you know, shoutouts to Jimi Hendrix. Also, in terms of the story, Toko and Komaru had a fight, and now they're not talking to each other. I don't know, it's some first world problems. I think it's something about Toko threatening to kill Komaru if Makoto even came to save her. And now they won't speak to each other. But now we have a stretch of puzzles here that we have to clear in order to get a nice reward. And I like rewards, don't you guys? I like free stuff. First, gotta get this This first puzzle, we need to have the Bomberman Akuma come here. Get his eye shot. Have him blow up his friends. Ooh, we got a nice silver coin. That's always a nice addition. And that's puzzle number 1.
The game again?
Puzzle number 2 is a little bit easier. Take that. Get all the shield Monokumas to gather around the siren. And then we take this car and run them all over. Puzzle clear. And this third puzzle is even easier than that one. Pretty much what we do is break this one, and then we start a chain reaction of explosions. Oh, as you see, we're also gaining levels. Those levels, each time we get a level, we get a skill point that we can use to attach skills. But again, we're only gonna be equipping those. We're only gonna be equipping like 3 skills if we get them. Also, we now got a new truth bullet. We got Paralyze. What Paralyze does, it's kind of an area of effect. What it does is when you fire it and it hits a Monokuma, it affects everything within the radius of that Monokuma, including yourself. So you can get hit by this truth bullet. And also, if the Monokumas are in water, as logic would dictate, water conducts electricity. So if there's any other Monokuma standing in water, it affects them too. And also, it's a pretty strong bullet. It does a lot of damage. You can kill most things. Like I said, I think pretty much kills everything except for junk Monokumas. We're gonna get this charge speed, and that's about it. So now we're heading back underground.
Are you really planning on going back?
Toko is kind of denying that we should go back, because there's no reason to go back. By the way, we just dodged that junk Monokuma. He's kind of gross. He's kind of a grody guy. We're gonna take that health. Actually, I should have taken that bat. Actually, I don't really need the battery. We're not gonna get that. We don't need it. We cleared all the puzzles. We don't really need to get that hidden kid. There's a hidden kid right there at the entrance, but we don't need to get that. So now we're back at the adult base. Fun times, right? And we're going to go ahead and talk to Haiji, because I'm pretty sure that he wants our help. And well, I think from last encounter, he didn't. According to the story, he didn't really want anything to do with us, since we told him that Toko was affiliated with the Future Foundation. But now they're under attack by Monokuma. And now we gotta defend the adults.
How did the Monokumas get here?
I don't know how they got here, but we know that we're not gonna be dealing with this. Also, there's no penalty for letting the adults die. Sad as that that there's no penalty. Normally you would assume it'd be a game over, right? But I mean, that's not the case. Also, using knockback on the Bomberman Akumas helps this mission go along very smoothly.
No, please stop.
No! Stop! I don't want to die!
Are they hurt?
Also, if you use knockback on the Bomberman Akumas and they're in blast radius of the adults will instantly die.
Won't stop.
It's weird.
It's going to be okay,
Kind of a
Kumar.
silly
Just
thing,
a little
but
bit more.
you
Do
know.
your best.
Looks like it's too late for some of them.
Is that all of them? No, that's not all of them. Where is there another? Is there another dude? There is another dude! Hi, other dude! How are you today? Did you enjoy the knockback to the face?
Thank you for saving everyone.
Ah, that's all of them. I never really figured out how to do those fights quickly. Also, we get taken to custody by the
Woohoo!
by the other adults in that base because they thought we brought the Monokumas here. Kind of a silly thing to assume. Also, this exists. This exists.
Time to begin the motivation. Please, no.
This. Also, I should probably explain that we have a new warrior of hope that comes into the fray. This is Kotoko, and
No more.
yeah, this is kind of an odd shot thing. This is her motivation device. You don't want the heart meter to go to 5.
Don't you?
Getting it to 5 is an instant game over. So
Motivation.
no, motivation's not fun. See, now we have 1 red heart. If all those hearts at the bottom become red, it's an instant game over. So hello.
Come on. No more.
And this is weird, because it takes like a minute or 2 to get through this. Actually, it took like a minute, but you know, it's not bad.
Where's Dekomaru?
There's actually a scene that plays out if you let it happen.
Robot versus serial killer.
But like I said, it results in a game over. So I mean, you don't really want that to happen. Also, we're Genocide Jack again. We're at the fun part of the game again. Also, this is the other instance in where your battery is instantly refilled and you're stuck as infinitely playing as Genocide Jack. But also, we're on a timer.
I want to slice up some pretty boys.
Oh, hello. Hello, Bola Monokumas. Oh. Also, Bola Monokumas can hit each other.
Run! Hey,
That's a fun thing. Oh, God. Here we go. Here's a friend. A friend of friends. Anything. Oh, hey, more Beast Monokumas. Like I said, you're killing Beast Monokumas as Genocide Jack pretty much the whole time, except for those Beast Monokuma puzzles. Because Genocide Jack one-shots him. Like, instant one-shot. Alright, so we're on the last part.
almost to the front. All right, full blast.
Doink. Hey, friend! Can I have a hug? Oh. Alright, so now we have one more phase
So
to do
gross.
before...
Sticking out your tongue like that? Not adorbs at all. Oh, no shit. I'm not the adorbs
Also,
type.
this
More
Kotoko has a tooth gun.
Why do
I
you
just
think
want to
so
point that out.
highly
She
of
has a
yourself? You're the
tooth gun.
Yeah, my club. Jeez, grade schoolers are brutal.
Also, if you're noticing, with each phase of this fight we go through,
Herbert, I mean, I'm actually 18, but
she
this
gets
is
stripped
really
of her
too
clothes.
much.
I mean, this isn't the only time this happens, but it's really weird.
Jeez. No, don't go getting.
Komaru Naegi?
More like, oh, not gonna say it. Okay. Anyway. So now we have our third boss. We're now actually fighting Kotoko, and she's pretty easy.
I can't lose. I won't. Why? Am I about to lose to a demon?
Yeah, she takes 2 hits. She takes 2 hits to remove from the game. Her hitbox is actually pretty high up, and she's floating, so you can't hit her from the ground or from the water area. What you're normally supposed to do is use Paralyze, or is you need to get her to so her axe is in the ground and then use Paralyze on her, so she gets stunned and then you attack her in her weak spot. But we use Genocide Jack because he's quicker. Also, we got our last skill that we are going to be picking up, which means we're not going to be picking up any Monokuma or hidden kids anymore. We're not going to be picking up those anymore. So we're done with skills and we're done with hidden kids.
I beg of you, please.
Also, we're going to be having extensive quality time with this next warrior of hope. This is Nagisa. He's the smart one.
This way.
He's actually trying to get us to leave the city, so he's escorting us to a place where we can actually leave the city. He also removed our wristband, so that's kind of cool. Also, we're switching the Genocide Jack for that little movement there.
What's going on? Why is he getting ambushed by the Monokumas?
Otherwise, we're gonna be using dance. And then have the Monokumas congregate together, and then we're gonna run them over with a car. Except we missed completely. Alright. Probably should put on the re-raise skill. The re-raise skill will give us an increase of Monokuma coins we earn. Which is kinda neat. So, second verse, same as the first. I wish that Monokuma was in the way of the car so I could run him over. But I guess we can't always lose. How did I get that eye shot? That eye shot. I'm confused. How did that one work? Anybody want to break that down for me? Alright, Mr. Vroom Vroom. Alright, that's that first phase. Also, if you let Nagisa die to those guys, that's an instant game over. So, don't let him die.
Bodies everywhere. I'm getting sick of this.
I'm on the fast track now.
The secret passageway is this way.
Alright, we're gonna pick up this break ammo because we're gonna be using it for this next part. There's a lot of Bomber Monokumas here, and we're just gonna break them all. What you're supposed to do is like use the Bomber Monokumas to create a chain reaction of explosions, but that takes too long. So I like using the using more break ammo just so we can make the process of explosions go a little faster. The last phase? No, this is the last phase. That uses up a lot of break ammo, just letting you know.
Run!
This way.
This way.
We're gonna be picking up some dance and knockback ammo because we're gonna be needing it for the next phase.
You think so?
As you can see, there are some ball Monokumas here. We're gonna go bowling. I did not mean to press that button. Steve, right? Yes, it is awesomely pop-tastic. Oh.
Simply pop-tastic!
Really? I missed that guy? How did I miss that guy? Alright. Now this last part. Oh. More junk Monokumas. Actually, when I said there was no way we could one-shot them, these guys, or the Bola Monokumas and the Bomberman Akumas, are the only way we can one-shot them. It's very silly, and I wish there was a way we could eliminate them right then and there, but, you know,
Right.
and we're done with that.
Let's go. The secret passageway.
This cutscene coming up is a point where Komaru and Toko try and convince Nagisa that what they're doing, killing all these adults, is completely and totally wrong, which it is. Kids, don't kill your parents. Don't do that. That's my public service announcement for the day. Don't do that. We're gonna use Genocide Jack characters for a moment.
This way.
And coming up is going to be a very interesting part. We're going to be fighting Toko because of, according to story reasons, we're told that Toko was actually betraying us the whole time, and that she was leading us to the bad guys.
I won't let you escape,
to exchange hostages.
It would be troublesome.
Us for her master, or Byakuya Togami, who is also a character from the first game.
On the stun gun.
If you don't defeat me,
basically, the point of this fight is to bring that battery bar down to 0. Because once she goes down to 0, Toko will go unconscious, and the fight will be done. As you see, she'll jump up to those little lamps up there, and she'll try and recharge her battery. We're just using Rake to keep Genocide Jack from using it. Also, that's a thing. Getting her stuck there is helpful. Also, as you can notice, if Genocide Jack makes contact with us and does enough damage, she can remove some of our clothing. Once she removes our shirt, she won't be able to remove anymore, though. Thank the censors for that. The American censors. Game is great, out of 10. And that's the fight.
If Komaru Naegi had run away...
And just like that, Toko and Komaru have instantly made up.
Thank you.
Huh? Saying it so plainly like that. It's actually kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna pick up that battery. There's actually not that many battery pickups in this chapter. That's the third to last battery pickup that we pick up in the chapter. Also, there's a challenge here that we're supposed to do, but it's completely optional, so we don't really need to do it.
We should be going for something more like...
Also, now we just got another new truth bullet that we don't really notice about in that cutscene. It's called Burns. It's pretty much the minigun ammo that we use. Or that's the only thing I can compare it to. And we also got introduced to our final enemy Monokuma, the Destroyer Monokuma. And they fly! Oh man, that's scary. But, we just ignore them for now.
Reliable as always. Looks like the subway is that way.
This is the second to last battery drop that we pick up for the chapter. And also we have another Beast Monokuma puzzle coming up. This puzzle's pretty simple too, I guess. Pretty much chill in this corner here, let this Beast Monokuma walk by, go into this wall over here, chill for a while, and let this Beast Monokuma walk by. Also enjoy the song. The song's kinda neat. And we walk over here, chill here, wait for this beast Monokuma to walk by. But don't run yet. Wait for this beast Monokuma to go by. And the kid is right here. We did it!
The Monokuma's overheated.
So now we just get to destroy
No
them.
mercy.
I shot. We're gonna go ahead and pick up a bunch of money here, as money is always welcome in my pocket. And here we have another skill shop. Oh, we have just enough to do this, to get our final battery efficiency upgrade. So now we'll be able to be Genocide Jack for much longer.
Looks like we can't go any further.
That's a wall. We can't go through that. We gotta go back. Oh, but wait, here's a friend here giving us our final truth bullet. This is Link, and this actually makes the hacky gun a hacking gun. Because now we use this, and we take control of the Monokumas. Oh man, we're actually hacking into them. We're actually doing what the gun is supposed to do. But yeah, you're supposed to use Link there to get the Monokuma to go over to that wall and blow it up when he gets killed. You actually, what I originally tried to do is throw bombs at the broken wall and just have that be the thing, but unfortunately it doesn't work like that. I wish it did, but it doesn't. I'm kind of upset about that. You're supposed to use the enemy and not... Oh, this puzzle's pretty easy. Knockback. Break this guy. Take control of this guy. Get him over here next to this this wall we can bomb. Get the money. And then we break this guy. Pretty simple puzzle. Also, we're gonna be using Genocide Jack to get past these Destroyer Monokumas because the projectiles are not fun to dodge. They fire a lot of projectiles. Alright,
is it really going to be okay?
We're gonna go ahead and pick up this break ammo here. And then we're gonna link up with this guy. Bring him over here. And then we break him. No, not break him. Not become Genocide Jack for no apparent reason. We break him. And then we just wait for these Monokumas to blow up.
Yay!
And we got a cutscene skip.
Wow, that sure was an impressive show. For a virgin.
Toko, what's that supposed to mean? What?
Come on.
Also, the plan is to now get back down to the sewers. Since we now decided to stay in the city for the time being. Even though we now have the wristband removed and now we can leave whenever we want. Also, this is gonna be the last battery pickup for the run. Or, last battery pickup for the chapter, so now we have to be careful on our battery management. Because we're still not done with Chapter 4, and this is a pretty long chapter.
They're not following us this time.
Also, following up this long chapter is another really long part of the game.
I have a bad feeling about this.
We have to defend the adults again from a rampaging Monokuma attack. And this one's a little bit longer than the last one.
I know.
And, of course, Shirokuma being in the way is not helping.
No! Please stop!
Also, there's a lot more adults that we have to defend now. Wait, I hear bombers? Yeah, there's a bomber right there. So I guess while I'm fighting these guys, I just want to say that I really hope you guys consider this game. There's really a lot of technical parts in this game that really lets this game shine to me. It's my favorite of the Danganronpa games for a reason. It's just I like from a casual standpoint, I like the writing, or I like a lot of the writing in this game is really spot on, and the gameplay is actually really crisp. Also, you can just use. Now we have junk Monokumas here. Ugh. And now we're just gonna break this Bomber Monokuma and yeah! Always helps to be able to get rid of those junk Monokumas with an explosion.
Please,
what?
save me!
Okay.
Monokumas. They're not coming in from where we did.
Also, the story itself is for this game is really cool. It's interesting, and it's also pretty dark, much darker than the other stories, or than the other stories in Danganronpa. Oh, dang it! I screwed up.
Help me!
Shirokuma, thanks, I guess, but you're not gonna be getting rid of those guys.
Too late for some of them.
Hey! Siren, get over here! I'm gonna have a... Oh, fine, if you wanna fight, then well, let's do this. Let's do this! Let's do this! Shirokuma, you're not helping! I'm actually running low on ammo.
The force is getting smaller! Just put a little more oomph in it. Next time.
Is that all of them? I don't think it... oh, no, there's one right there. Hello, friend! There's another friend! And that's all of them. Whew! That's a long fight, like I said. It's actually a pretty long fight. I think I did that a lot better than I usually do. Though, so... although I don't have as many bullets to work with.
Taco, I leave the rest to you.
Luckily, there's more arcades coming up, so we'll be able to, get a lot of our bullets back. When I first started running this game, I would pick up a bling bullet called Erratically, which would give me 15 extra bullets.
Shoot me.
Whichever gun I chose, which would be break.
Thank
But I stopped picking it up recently because I figured it would be slower and would be a waste of money. Also, in that little cutscene there, Komaru actually gives a pretty inspirational speech, and it actually rallies the adults together. Even Haiji, of all people. So now, suddenly we're in a facility that has, that is apparently making something. I don't know what specifically they're making.
Defeat the Siren
but...
Monokuma, or else they'll just keep coming.
But now we actually have to deal with more Monokumas. Just when you thought we weren't done with them, they just throw more Monokumas at us.
Don't get caught in the late.
Also, this is the reason why we saved up on battery. It's so we can use it for this little area. Monokuma, get back over there. And that's just introducing to you that you can use buttons to
Making some kind of machine?
Open gates that are normally would be closed to you. Just gonna wait for this. Yeah, I wouldn't make it otherwise. There's actually a little fast strat there where you can actually make it in one go. or you can make it without stopping at that little intersection there, but I don't do that. Oh, I'm not ready to do that yet. I will admit, I'm not the best at this game. Not yet. I'll get there, but I'm not that great yet. This puzzle, you just use a link to get that Monokuma to open the gate for you, and then you just knock back. And just destroy the rest of the Monokumas. And get a bunch of money. Money's great. Actually, I don't need that.
For more info.
So we're done with the first floor of this
All right,
facility.
let's use the elevator to go down.
So now we're on to the second floor, and this is where we need to use Genocide Jack a little more.
They found us again.
Oh, and that's what happens when you trip off those lasers. You get stopped in your place, and you have to kill the Siren Monokuma in order to stop the nonsense.
Is it just
Which we're gonna go ahead and do that already and get us across.
Didn't I tell you to be careful?
Yes, you did, sir. Sorry, I won't. I'll behave. I'll behave. Just gonna go ahead and just walk this out.
Oh, done already?
It's that arcade machine again.
Alright, this next puzzle is pretty simple. You just bring this Monokuma over here, link up with him, get him into water, and then we just paralyze all the Monokumas. We don't use Paralyze often, but when we use it, oh man, it's good. It's a good gun. It's a good bullet. I wish we used it more.
How many times until you learn?
I guess not enough times. So every time this guy comes out of his little hidey hole, it costs about 15 to 20 seconds.
No good.
And all the doors unlocked until you deal with the Siren Monokuma. So it's a very inconvenient thing
Didn't I tell you to be
to
careful?
get caught by him.
Green corner again?
Also, this is one of the few times where we use Burn. Burn! You get 150 bullets to work with, which is a very generous amount of burn. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this money. And I believe that's all the Genocide Jack will be using. I believe.
You called for me?
So
Let's take the elevator down.
I'm gonna use this just to get here. And then we're gonna go ahead and go on to the third and final floor. This one's a little different though. We don't really need to use Genocide Jack for this part. What we are gonna do though is gonna activate this machine and get some burn ammo. Because we're not done with it. Believe it or not, we're not done with it. We don't use it often, but we're not done with it.
It's just like I thought. I have seen these things before.
Oh, and according
Why is
to
something
plot
like this
reasons,
being made at a tow
we figure out,
facility?
or according to the story, we figure out that
Buddy,
this factory is actually
If
producing
we input the laptop's
Monokumas.
password, the lasers should.
Which, I don't know why this place is producing Monokumas. Also, there's a puzzle to deactivate the lasers. You're supposed to figure it out little by little, but again, it's always the same, so
Yes.
you don't
Now we
really
can get
need
to the
to dig deep into it. The clues for it is it involves involves that dead guy's son and his
I
birthday.
knew I could count on you too.
And you have to rely on
So now you
horoscopes and all that stuff, but again, if you're a speedrunner of this game, you don't really need to know that much.
A bit more.
And you know what to do. I'll check if I need any of this. Break and burn. Yeah, I don't need that. Alright, so now we have a shop here. We're gonna go ahead and buy those bullets.
Welcome.
We need to buy ornately
Whee!
and erotically.
Okay.
And we can't buy the last charge speed upgrade. We'll be able to after this chap. We'll be able to soon, though. We actually need to, we're gonna go ahead and equip those 2 new bling bullets onto break. And, the reason we came all the way here is because Haiji had a trump card, and the trump card is this giant Monokuma. And, I don't know why it's here, but it's here, I guess. Oh, now we have to fight a boss.
Monica will acknowledge me.
Now we have to fight Nagisa.
She has to.
Also, we're gonna be taking advantage of
Creators
some...
of paradise together.
Oh, dang it.
The
I
eyewatch. That
I
looks
screwed
like
up.
the weak spot. Wait for an opportunity, then shoot it. Yeah.
You're
I'll
supposed
try
to fire a non-enhanced or non-empowered break shot, but...
Expect more of me.
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There he is.
Now's your chance, Kamaru.
Alright, now we get to be Genocide Jack for a little bit.
Welcome to my world.
And now we're gonna keep him in place with, the special attack.
Give me a round of applause.
Oh, but I didn't do it right. That's unfortunate, and I screwed up.
Adult.
Oh, those are bombs.
Hey, aren't you going to watch me? Where did you go? So how is it? Amazing, right? A plus, right?
So I screwed up this fight.
I'm on the fast track now. See ya!
Don't look down on me. Hey,
Yeah, I actually
aren't
really
you
screwed
going
up
to
this
watch
fight.
me?
You're not
Where
supposed to
did
be
you
seeing
go?
this. Ah, I missed. Oh, there's health over there, and I really
aren't you
want to
going
pick it up.
watch me? Where did you go? So how is it?
Oh. Oh, you're not supposed to see this either.
It's okay. Leave it to me.
Whenever you're in a dying state, you're supposed to...
It's me, your serial killer with a splendid smile.
You're-
Oh, get already.
Whenever you're in a dying state, you're supposed to... Oh. Okay. Oh, that's the game over. Alright, well, we'll try that again.
If I hunt you down, Monica will acknowledge me. She'll listen to me. She has to. Monica and I will be creators. Now's your chance, Kamaru.
Alright, this is how this fight is supposed to go. Just get him stunned on the ground, and then just spam special attacks for days. It's unfortunate that I wasn't able to do this fight the first time. But, you know, we got it. We got it this time.
Monica!
Yep, that's it. Wow! That blast radius is pretty far.
Hey!
So that's chapter 4. Oh, also, this cutscene every time, this is all in Toko's head, so it's okay. So now we're at the final chapter of the game. Crazy, we've already gotten this far. So now we have this trump card, and now we're just taking it around town and blowing things up. Or destroying Monokumas and everything. But now we're fearing that... Now the main characters, Komaru and Tuko, are fearing that this may be too big of a hope. Which basically is the whole center of this game, hope and despair. And they're thinking that this might be a little bit too much, and they need to calm down a little bit. But they're not gonna listen. So we're just gonna go ahead and go chase after the last warrior of hope.
Pent-up anger.
Are the children going to be okay?
So we're making our way to Toa Hills.
That's Toa Hills. Impressive.
Also, with this charge that I do, it always goes towards Monokumas, so you can attack them. It's really,
So the door opens if you ring the bell?
most of the time really inconvenient.
We got in pretty easy, huh?
For some reason.
But it is a pretty useful method of attack.
There's
Or
no chance of
it is a
someone
pretty
ambush
useful
us,
method
right?
of movement, I should say. Not attack. Alright, so now we're going on to some very complex puzzles, but we're not gonna be doing any of them. We're just gonna go ahead and just blaze through this puzzle. We're just blaze through it. You just need to knock back a Bomberman Akuma into another Bomberman Akuma that's on the opposite side of this machine. Then we just break that regular Monokuma and then knock back the Bola Monokuma into the wall that's directly next to it. So pretty easy.
Yay! The robot moved!
Also, this is the last batch of arcades that we have to deal with for the rest of the game. So say farewell to the arcades while you still can.
Another game corner here.
And see, that's what I was talking about, where you can hit yourself with the paralyze. If you're in close range to paralyze, you can hit yourself. So you can actually kill yourself with friendly fire. It's kind of a silly thing, but I mean, it makes sense.
Now we can open the door.
Also, shoutouts to reused voice lines. Alright, so that's 2 arcades down, and 2 to go.
Another robot.
There's no way it would end with those 2 robots.
So this next
The
arcade
game
coming
corner
up is you're supposed to use Link and get information about a code, but if you know the code, it doesn't really matter. So, kind of free.
So many reference books. Yay! The robot moved!
And last but not least, this is the only arcade in this chapter that we clear. It's because it's actually a pretty easy puzzle, so it kind of just helps. And all the enemies in that room are jump Monokumas, so
It's another arcade machine room.
pretty much just do the puzzle. We're just moving cars. So wait for them all to stop and move the car. Very simple puzzle.
That PE idiot must live here. This room.
Oh,
reeks
also
of
getting a
insecurity.
nice get a nice trick there. Think I got it? Yeah, I got it. So before that cutscene for the little journal there that was lying around, if you hit the robot's controller, before triggering that cutscene, you don't actually have to hit the controller again to trigger that cutscene. It'll just activate on its own when you start moving. Saves a little bit of time.
So this is a real office, huh?
Alright, so we're done with arcades for the rest of the game. But now we're at an elevator.
Let's try the chairman's office. Although, I can't say I'm excited about what we'll find. Tragedy!
If we miss a step,
Enemies
So we
popping up
figure
in the
out
door
that
like this? Did they really have to make
that
this level
that
harder?
door needs a retinal scan to actually access. So we're gonna go find the head that it belongs to, or the person that the eyes belong to, which Haiji tells us it's his father's. So now we figure out that that Haiji's father was indeed killed by the Monokumas at the very start of
Are
this
you
whole
okay?
incident.
well, actually, never mind.
So we have to take his
Moving
head back
across a
with
steel
us.
frame while pushing over mechanical bears. This is getting crazy.
Oh! Yeah, if you get hit by a Monokuma, if you get hit by a Bomberman Akuma and you fall into a cliff,
Moving
that's an
across a steel
instant
frame
game
while
over.
Pushing over mechanical bears. This is getting crazy.
It's unfortunate, but I mean, I made a mistake, so I mean, I guess I deserve it. So now we're gonna. Oh, and Komaro's got a nice bag and stuff.
Toko, what are you?
So actually, during that cutscene, we learned that Komaro can actually see ghosts. And she actually gets possessed by a ghost, and it's kind of weird.
Artificial tooth on a broken Monokuma.
So for this part, we're gonna use Genocide Jack and just go through this because you know there's a beast Monokuma right there. So we're just gonna deal with him like we always do with beast Monokumas and just use Genocide Jack.
Looks like he's looking for someone. How do you know? When did you get the
Pick up
ability
that
to read the
battery
minds of comic-
and move on,
Wait,
I
and
totally
then
forgot
use
something.
more Genocide Jack.
What? The chair. The game corner again?
So now we figure out that, hey, we didn't actually kill off Kotoko, so she's still alive, but now she's hanging on by a thread, literally, because there's beast Monokumas. And we gotta deal with them.
No! I'm gonna be humiliated by a beast, but I'm
hello?
still a kid! Website for more info.
Oh, okay, well, that solved that problem. I thought I actually got soft block in place, but I guess it's fine.
Remember after I lost to you
Oh, that's
two?
a split, by the way. Alright, so now we're done with that.
How much longer until we get to the roof? We've climbed.
So now this cutscene, they actually find a torture room where the Warriors of Hope torture adults and maybe
Toko,
kill them.
Shouldn't we explore?
It's pretty gruesome.
I wonder if Haichi's okay.
Oh, hello! Hello, friend! Goodbye,
Right
friend.
now, you should be worrying about yourself.
You're in the way. You're in the way, Mr. Guy.
He's here.
Alright, so we found 4 of the 5 Warriors of Hope's rooms, but where's the 5th one? I
Maybe
wonder.
there's a hidden room behind that throne.
So as you can see, we're at the little hideout that the
So it
kids
really
were
was a
at
hidden room.
throughout the process, throughout the game.
This one's different from the other one.
But we figure out there's a hidden passage
This
here, and
ladder,
some
it's
and
pretty-
a ladder to Oh. So this is Monika's room, by the way. Monika's the last Warrior of Hope, and she's the actual leader, and not Masaru. She's the one pulling all the strings and stuff. Yeah, she's the bad guy. And turns out she has a pretty close connection to the
My
bad guy
intuition says
from the
we're almost at
previous
highest
game.
level.
Or from Danganronpa 1.
You're surprisingly
Juko
correct.
Enoshima,
That spiral staircase must be connected to
who
the
was
roof.
who's the ultimate despair, but that's another game for another time. So we're actually getting pretty close to the end of the game.
Turn. I'm getting busy.
Pretty much this part.
You're right. Ugh.
There's gonna be a wave of Monokumas coming up, and that's gonna take a bit. Also, there's a cutscene that we could have watched if we went to the right,
Whoa,
involving the Yakuya, but we don't want to watch cutscenes, so we just go ahead and skip it.
Don't get in my way.
So for this first wave, we're using Genocide Jack to deal with, you know, the easy stuff. Well, I guess I can use Komaru for this one.
It's like right in front of
So for this next wave, we're gonna use Komaru and save
time
up on battery. We're gonna use Dance to attract all of these big boys. And then Block Party! I'm gonna use Genocide Jack here.
tragedy.
Oh, hey, friend. How are you, friend? Goodbye, friend.
Ugh, so damn annoying. Enough already.
Alright, so for this last part, we're using Genocide Jack for obvious reasons. Destroyer Monokumas are not fun to deal with. Haste and Voice. We're gonna run out of battery.
I'm getting a little tired. Are you alright, Toko?
You called for me?
Yeah, of course I am. Worry about yourself.
Check out the website for more info.
Alright, that's it. That's all the Monokumas that we'll have to deal with.
Yay!
Finally, we're free of interruptions.
So now it's just the
All we
final
gotta do
climb
now
to
is
the
get in
enemy,
airship.
to the final
Let's hurry.
boss's
Hey,
lair.
Toko? What? A lot of terrible things happen to me in this city. And I have a lot of bad memories. But I am so happy that I was able to meet you. Why are you saying this all of a sudden?
She says that
You
as
can
if
say that
this
stuff
is
after
like the
everything's over.
final time that they're gonna see each other,
I'm
be
sure that
with
girl
each other.
Monica is in that huge hall all the way in the back.
Hey, welcome!
Ah, we have enough to buy the charge speed power-up. Excellent. I knew we would. Also, we're gonna be using Burn on this
Jeez.
boss.
The atmosphere.
We're gonna be using Burn on Monica because there are some weak spots. There are weak spots on Monica that you can exploit, and it's much easier to use Burn because, you know, fast fire.
Come on, stop taking this so serious.
Oh, also, Monica was in a wheelchair in the beginning, and now she's not in a
happened,
wheelchair
Big Brother?
anymore.
Black bear, white bear.
Also, this fight
The one came out.
this fight's also RNG. Luckily, we got the good
it in for
RNG.
him.
You should try hard. Do you really want to save the adults that badly? Do you really want the burden of
So
hope
pretty
on
much,
your shoulders?
we bring out
Kind of a plot.
we bring out this guy, or we bring out Kurokuma, and we
About to lose?
just
No.
destroy him. Alright, now it's time for my favorite part of the speedrun. How many times do we have to say, don't break the controller? There's one. There's two. There's 3.
I don't...
That's a phone. That's 4.
It all started when I was still a kid.
Oh, this is a part where they're just...
But
This is
you
where the whole
started-
plot kind of comes into play, and... This is 5, by the way. We try and figure out what the controller actually does,
Wait,
if we
no!
do decide to break it. What we figure out is kind of disturbing. If we break the controller, it turns out that all those Monokuma kids
That's
that
the
have the
idea,
helmet,
isn't
that have
it?
the Monokuma helmets on, they would actually blow up the helmets, killing all the kids, along with dismantling all the normal Monokumas. By the way, that was 6 and 7. And also, they just show Komaru, or Monica shows Komaru that she has killed her parents. But there's no concrete proof of it. It's just, the only real concrete proof of it is that there's writing. There's writing on, like, the dress, or on the blouse, and has Makoto and Komaru on it, but really, it's just, there's no real proof. Also, we get to fight Big Bang Monokuma. This is the real final boss.
The power of the ultra dangerous sister.
And this is why we equip Break, or we equip those fling bullets on the Break, because we get all that rapid fire.
What? Not satisfied? Not good enough for you?
Oh.
What are you doing to Komaru? Komaru, leave it to me. I won't lose. I won't give up anymore. I won't abandon anyone. I won't give in. I won't fall into despair. This
Also,
town
you can
is
skip a
doomed.
phase of that
I'll
fight
fall
if you
into
do enough
despair.
damage.
No, that's wrong.
Which I did right there.
Komaru, you go, girl. Phew.
Oh, hang on, I need to style on this guy. Styles on him.
Oh, done already?
Also, here's some more burn usage. And that's the last time we use burn.
You have to repel them.
And we use knockback to hit those bombs. And then we do more damage. This should end the fight. Yep, it forced it. What I did there, or what happened there, is it forced us out of Genocide Jack, and that means that this fight is done, pretty much. So yeah, this is the final cuts. This is the final batch of attacks. And yeah, that's pretty much the speed run.
Komaru and I are not alone. As long as there are friends who help each other, there's no need to despair at all.
That's right. No need to despair at all.
I found it. I finally found hope. A hope to call my own. Right,
Time is
Komaru?
coming up very soon.
Yeah, me too.
And
Hope
time.
lives on.
That's it. That's Danganronpa, another episode, Ultra Despair Girl. Komaru mode, new game. I guess I never really mentioned the category and run of this game. What mode we were doing, all that stuff. But yeah, that's it. That's it's Komaru mode, new game. And that's it. We beat the game. In under 1 hour and 50 minutes, no less. It's not bad. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm still fairly new to this game, but I mean, it's sub 2 hours is a pretty good time. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys. I hope you guys consider this game for SGDQ 2018. And I would love to run this game. Of course, I'll have the donation. I'll think of some donation incentives because I know of a couple that we could do.
He's our hope.
So yeah, I'll say this. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you around. Maybe. Bye bye.